first time outside after a heart attack in 1939. He was 45 years old. This is Lyle Foster climbing a tree, trying to retrieve an airplane in his front yard. That's William Foster, the oldest of the Foster children, and his mother, Catherine Foster, who was born in England. Will was a conductor on the Santa Fe Railroad in California. There's A.O. Foster, Will Foster, Audrey and Stanley. We'll see more of them later. There's Grandma Foster again. There's Edie and Grandma. The back row is William, Audrey, A.O. and Stanley on the right. Okay, there's Lucille in the back on the left, and Esther Foster in the middle, and then Audrey and Stanley in the back, and William, Jenny, Jean, and Joanne there. And here comes Beverly and Lyle. And there goes Edith. We called her Edie. There comes Joanne riding the bike. There's Grandma and Edie. There's Jean with her camera. There's Lyle, Joanne, and Beverly. Shrewd looking group. There's Lyle again. And Joanne. And Beverly. And my sister Jean. And there's Lyle riding his wagon at the station. And I think that might have been Bud Lope that walked by there, I'm not sure. Lyle was supposed to make faces and be funny. I don't think he succeeded. This is Lyle in the middle with Alfred Hansen and Bernie Hansen shoveling snow. Probably about 1940. I suppose it was 39 or 40. There's Esther Hazel. And I think this is when the National Guard left for the Second World War. And of course there's the Drum and Bugle Corps. Here come the troops. Now one single man was in step. I imagine that all changed when they got to where they were going. On a sad note, I think quite a few of those maybe didn't come back. This is Butch Miller and his awkward squad. That's Ernie Weedle's brother. I can't remember his name. He was crushed by a tractor one day. And I'm sure that my mother, Esther, wouldn't appreciate this shot, but she was out there mowing the lawn Looks like the lawn was just a little bit on the heavy side. There's a couple of pure oil salesmen from Minneapolis. I think one of them was named Ken McCullough, the fellow on the left. And here's I can't think of their names. Becker's the last name. He was the bookkeeper for the garage and station, and that's his wife. There's that hard-working Lyle again, shoveling snow. And I just threw some snow in Jean's face. She chewed me out at that time. I still remember that. And I think we're going to pause here. This was a trip to Duluth, and I think we were there to pick up a Buick for Mrs. Seifert. And I think it'll be coming up soon. Yeah, there it is, Mrs. Seifert's Buick. And that's Lyle looking at a ship coming into port. Yes. And that's the house in Oaks where I spent the first 19 years of my life. Looks like trimming shrubs wasn't a high priority item on anyone's list. There's Jean and Lyle skipping rocks in Lake Superior. That's Jean and a friend of hers by the name of Faith Fleener. When she was going to Bemidji State, and I'm trying to learn how to walk on stilts. Okay, this is at a resort at Leech Lake. And I know there's some fish we caught with her, that's our guide. Now we've switched lakes. This is Potato Lake by Park Rapids. And in the boat we have Jean, Joanne, Beverly, and myself. That's my mother, Esther, on the dock, sitting there in the chair. Beverly's in the yellow and Joanne in the red. Jean's checking out the minnow bucket there in the forefront. And here we are feeding pigeons. You can tell who's afraid of the pigeons, just look in the back row. It's brave Lyle throwing that bread about 20 feet. Okay, this is my mother and Grandma McClary in the blue dress there, just going down the step. In Powell, South Dakota. That's where they lived for a while when they were growing up. That's Les Fox on the right, and Lyle Foster just ran off into the sunset. And that's Jim Fox raising his arms there.
That's fun.
Okay, there's Jim Fox riding the bike, and Lyle assisting. Mighty fine looking bike. Okay, here comes the Maytag car. Many a happy hour was spent driving that baby. I got pulled over by the state patrol one day, and he told me I didn't have a license to be on the highway, so we couldn't drive on the highway anymore, which probably was a very good idea.
They're not recorded, so I can't see where stuff.
Okay, here's Linda Fosteroni. Excuse the camera, it's about 50 years old. I'm just thrilled to have it running at all. Yeah, there's Lucille. Okay, this was a Pure Oil station in downtown Minneapolis, and my dad wanted to take a picture of someone giving super service so that the boys back in Oaks would know how to do it. So the next car that comes in is supposed to be the perfect way to wait on a customer. Here he comes now. Here comes the super salesman. Yes, sir. Fill her up, sir. I see he spilled about 3 gallons of gasoline on the driveway. Well, that's the end of that. There's Les Fox and Jim Fox when they lived in Osakis. Les worked for the newspaper there. There's a station in Oaks, of course. And this was a Pure Oil car and trailer, and there was a plane that flew around the Midwest advertising Pure Oil products. And they went along with the plane. And I think the plane's going to fly over pretty soon. They had a loudspeaker on it. And that's Les and a friend of his going duck hunting near Osakis. There's Lyle and Jim checking it out. Now there's Gene. I don't know when I used to go. Oh, there's the Stinson. And there's Les and Gene and my mother and Ruth. Ruth in the white. My mother in the light blue. And I don't know who that was. We still have the propeller at home in the basement. I tried to track down the plane, but we couldn't locate it. I guess it's been junked. Here's the pheasant hunters. This was back in the days when you could shoot 5 pheasants without any trouble at all. There's that parallel plane that I told you about. Oh, there it is. That's my dad in the middle, the blue. Now we're back in Oaks again. Somebody's new Buick. Now there's Beverly and Lyle in front of the post office having a Dixie cup. That's about all there was to do in Oaks in those days. Now there's Les and Jim and Lyle. Jim just about tore my teeth out on that one. His dad was trying to take a still picture of us with his camera. Good luck to him. Okay, there's my dad and myself and my mother and Jean visiting the foxes in Wadena. And there comes Grandma McCleary. And that's Ruth giving Jim a little swat. Well, believe it or not, this is Thanksgiving. I don't know what year, maybe 1941 or 2. That's our Thanksgiving turkey. I hope I'm not getting it confused with Easter. It looks pretty nice to be Thanksgiving. I bet it's Easter. Yeah, this is bad news. Lyle beginning his professional career. Here's Jean showing off. She did win second place in the in the finals for the Oaks Country Club that year. Mrs. Bassingwade beat her out. This is Lyle hunting the wily gopher right across from the cemetery on Roney's pasture land. Yes, he's taking a bead on a gopher. Now, missed again. Okay, this is Lyle's 9th birthday, I think. That's Joanne in the back row, and I think Beverly's clear on the left. And I don't know, George Lyons is there. And that's George Lyons. There's Show Off Lyle. I don't recognize anybody else. Lyle whistling. Very impressive. Go. Well, that's it, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. It's kind of amateurish because it was done by amateurs such as myself and Son Scott. We hope you enjoyed the film, and if we find some more things that we think would be of interest to you, we'll be passing them along to you. So until we see you again, adios.